Welcome, and thank you so much for joining us here on the Owatonna Today Show. And you're right, I'm not Shelley, your regular host here. I'm Deb Gillard, previous host of the Owatonna Today Show, and I am filling in for Shelley this week. Very, very happy to kind of sit in the old chair and interview some favorite guests here over the course of the week. So again, very, very glad to be with you on this Monday, March 11th. A snowy day it is, and I know a lot of places are digging out a lot worse than we are here in Owatonna, I think to the east and to the west and to the south. So drive safely, carefully out there today, and again, I'm very glad to be with you. Of course, we remind you Owatonna Today can be seen 6 days a week on Charter Channel 8, and we can also be found on the internet on YouTube, blip.tv, and Facebook, or you just do a Google search and like anything else, you can find the Owatonna Today Show. If you like the Owatonna Today Show on Facebook, you will then be notified of shows as they are uploaded, and you'll get a direct link right to your Facebook page. Owatonna Today always welcomes your comments about the show and your ideas for topics or guests, so please do send those along. You can send those to owatonnatoday@charter.net, or you can call Leanne Alt. She's our show producer, and she can be reached at 390-5751. So do comment and make suggestions and let us know how you like this show and things that you might think we could do to improve. Great show for you today in the upcoming week. First of all, we're going to be heading off site for a tour of KODA Living Community. Amy Baker and Terri Schneider are along for the ride, and I think that was Shelley Leanne that was involved with that, or did you do that one?
I did that one.
Leanne is there with you with KODA. And then we'll be back in studio talking with Jim Gleason from the Steele County Free Fair and building the barn, so we'll hear a little bit more about that later on. We'll take this break and then head out to KODA Living Community. Stay with us.
I'm Dan Branstead of Carlson Branstead & Company, Certified Public Accountants. We support the Owatonna Today Show.
Owatonna Public Utilities, real people, real reliable, real progress. Making life a little easier day after day, taking pride in our community, listening to what you say, a voice you can talk to. We're growing with you in mind in everything we do. Owatonna Public Utilities.
Hi, this is Laura Ressler greeting you from the Steele County Historical Society's History Center, where we're honoring the past and looking towards the future. We're proud to be a sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show.
This March, as part of Minnesota Food Share, we hope to raise $100,000 and/or pounds of food. Minnesota Food Share contributes additional money based on our local donations. In 2012, 3,671 individuals living in Steele County registered at the food shelf. By the end of 2012, the food shelf gave out 600,000 pounds of food. Thank you for your generosity. With your support, we are able to provide a resource in Steele County for our neighbors in need. No one in Steele County should go to bed hungry.
It's Leanne on the go with the Owatonna Today Show, and I have the privilege of being here at KODA Living Community with Terri Schneider and Amy Baker. Ladies, welcome to the Owatonna Today Show.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, and we are sitting here in the dining room of one of your neighborhoods by the name of
Kindle.
Kindle, okay, and we'll have you explain a little bit more about your neighborhood concept first. But first, if each of you would tell us what you do here with KODA, and Amy, we will start with you.
Hi, Amy Baker, and I am the Marketing and Development Director, and introducing KODA Living Community and Park Place Senior Living to the community and surrounding area here in Steele County. And then also as development, just growing the foundation and getting that going for KODA in the future.
Okay, and Terri, tell us what you do here at KODA.
Yes, my name is Terri Schneider. I am the Administrator CEO of KODA Living Community, which also includes Park Place Senior Living. It's the living community is all encompassing of Park Place. And my position here is to oversee all operations, both clinical, financial, therapy, all realms, and to make sure that we are falling within the state guidelines and federal guidelines and statutes. and just to make sure things are running financially stable. And then my job is to report off to a volunteer board.
Okay, all right. So now the philosophy behind KODA Living Community is a bit different from what you would think of as a traditional nursing home kind of thing. So tell us about that. This is the Kindle neighborhood, and tell us why you have the neighborhoods and what that is, what that encompasses.
There are 4 neighborhoods here at KODA, and we have 2 of them, Kendall and Oak, which are segmented for the short-term post-acute transitional patients coming in for therapy and rehabilitation, anywhere from 5 days to 90 days. They would spend their time here with us. And then there's the neighborhoods of Dawn and Aspen, and those are long-term neighborhoods. Residents coming in and spending out, continuing on until their end of life.
Oh, okay. All right. And why this particular type of neighborhood concept? Why was this developed, Terri?
This is culture change. It's something that has been going on for several years now, and it was very hard to develop in our old building because of the way the building was built, with all semi-private rooms and big, huge congregate areas.
Okay.
Culture change tells us that we want to be more in a neighborhood setting, smaller. If you'll see here, there is like 5 dining tables, and all of our rooms are private. We do have, in this neighborhood, there is 1 semi-private room. There is a dining room, living room, and all of the rooms also have showers in this neighborhood.
Okay.
The idea is to keep it small, more intimate, more like you would have at a home.
Okay. So it's really for more of a smaller community feel, to make the residents that you have here feel a little bit more like it's more like their own home, which they've left to come and reside here.
That's correct.
Okay.
But there is one difference that I like to point out, because it's a good difference.
Okay.
Is that we have menus now, and the menus have a couple of daily choices, and if you don't care for either choice, there is a la carte on the menus that you can choose.
Okay.
And besides that, if somebody gets hungry outside of a meal and it's before 8 o'clock at night, we can special order something from the kitchen for them, from specific menus that they have in their rooms.
Oh, okay. So it really gives the residents much more of a feeling of more choices, a little bit more independence kind of thing as well?
Plenty more choices and independence.
Okay, and a much more homey, cozier atmosphere.
Yes, we find it so quiet here now compared to the way it used to be when you had larger groups together.
Okay.
Since our move-in date, I've really noticed the residents and the families coming in to visit their families or residents, and the opportunity to enjoy the space and the surroundings. They're really having conversations and feeling like they're at home.
Okay, absolutely. Now I want to get back to your post-acute care, and just to elaborate on that a little bit more, that would be for people who have recently had some type of surgery and they're not able to return home yet because they need some type of recuperative and then also some rehabilitation, I would assume.
That's correct. First of all, let me kind of explain that many people use different terms for this type of care level. They call it short-term, they call it post-acute, they call it transitional care.
Okay.
In our neighborhoods, it's called post-acute care. And basically, it's not just rehab, but somebody may come from the hospital and they don't really need rehab, but they may need something clinically specific that they can't do at home.
Okay.
Such as IVs, PICC lines, just the extra care because maybe they broke a leg and can't bear any weight and their house has plenty of steps.
Okay.
They may need to be in here for a while. But usually the average range is less than 30 days when they come into this neighborhood.
Okay, okay, terrific. Well, then you also have a wonderful rehab center too that has been a part of KODA since you first moved in here, and I think we'd like to take a quick look at that because many of your long-term residents and many of your post-acute residents take advantage of the rehabilitation center that you have here.
That's correct. We'd love to show you.
Okay, so let's take a quick change of scenery and show up at the rehabilitation center.
Okay.
And we have relocated to the rehabilitation center. And Amy and or Terri, tell me about this particular space that you have here at KODA Living Community.
Well, I am going to note that throughout this area we have the HER equipment, which is from Sweden.
Okay.
And Terri is going to provide you with a description in terms of the access to for our residents.
This is very top-line, state-of-the-art equipment. Like Amy said, it is from Sweden. And the difference in this equipment and your normal rehab equipment is this is pneumatic instead of hydraulic. And the difference in that is pneumatic is the air compression, which takes a lot less energy and a less stress on the joints using air than it does hydraulics.
Oh, okay.
For example, somebody that has not been able to use their leg for several weeks because of a break or whatever, and all of a sudden they can start using it, there's very little stress on the joint. And then we can measure even smaller increments of success in strength.
Okay, and as on the pan, the audience can see that this is a bright, airy room, lots of window space, so it really makes you feel kind of good about, getting in there and working on your body, doing some exercises, and getting that rehab that everyone needs. So, all right, well, we just have a minute and a half left. We haven't seen the finished chapel yet, so how about if we finish up at the chapel area?
Certainly we can do that.
And you are looking at the stained glass window in the chapel here at KODA Living Community. And this has really been a wonderful, wonderful addition to the facility. Tell us about the chapel.
The chapel is multi-purpose now for our residents. We host services in here, as well as it can be opened up to the community. We're hoping to bring in many meetings, and then for the residents, hosting social time and just using this space, again, in a multi-purpose way, but it is a wonderful, beautiful chapel for the community and our residents.
Okay. Well, now, KODA has been open for how long now?
We've been open about a month now.
About a month now. So, and anything else that you want to tell our viewing audience about the facility in the last 20 seconds that we have?
Well, I would like to note that our move-in date then was on February 12th, and we will be having an open house in April. The date is Monday, April 22nd, and we're planning some wonderful things around that week and that date. So keep posted on that.
Okay, all right. Well, Terri and Amy, thank you so much for coming on as a guest of the Owatonna Today Show, and we look forward to coming back and visiting you again in the future.
Well, thank you for visiting us.
Hello, I'm Shawn McNulty.
And I'm Deb Gillard with Brookdale Senior Living, Sterling House, and Clarebridge of Owatonna.
And we are a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show.
Don't let the cold winter weather stop you from exercising. Keep up your fitness program at the West Hills Tennis and Fitness Center. We offer a variety of different membership packages available on daily, monthly, and yearly basis. We also have a variety of programs and services to help the newest of members get started and to help those who have been around for a while improve on what they are doing. The Tennis and Fitness Center participates in insurance reimbursement programs with a variety of different insurance providers that could make you eligible for up to $20 credit each month. For more information about the West Hills Tennis and Fitness Center, call us at 444-4290.
Do you know how to safely dispose of your expired or unused prescription and non-prescription medications? Not by flushing them down the toilet or putting them in the garbage. Doing so pollutes our rivers, streams, and drinking water supply. Take it to the box instead for safe, secure disposal. It's easy. Bring your unused medications in their original containers to the drop-off locations listed on the screen and drop them in the Take It to the Box drop box. Proper disposal of unwanted medications keeps them out of the hands of children and out of our environment. This is a message from the Safe and Drug-Free Coalition of Steele County.
Hi, I'm Glenn Mager.
And I'm Tim Thomas of the Brick Mager Funeral Home, and we're proud to serve the Medford and Owatonna areas with cremation and traditional funeral services.
And we're proud to be a part of the Owatonna Today Show.
I'm Mark Woodrich with Steele County Blades Junior Hockey. Come back to the orange and black. We'll see you at the rink. The Steele County Blades are very proud supporters of the Owatonna Today Show.
Hi, my name is Dave Olson and I'm with R&K Electric, where we provide power to the people. We're proud supporters of the Owatonna Today Show.
Welcome back, and thanks again so much for joining us on this Monday, March 11th. Deb Gillard hosting here, sitting in for Shelley, and I get an old friend, somebody I've known since I very first moved here to town, Jim Gleason and I. Yep, we used to work together at the radio station, and it's always a pleasure interviewing you.
Yeah, well, thanks, Deb.
You've been in your position with the Steele County Fair now for...
A little under 2 years. It'll be 2 years the 1st of June.
Okay.
So
you're loving it?
It's been kind of a whirlwind 2 years, that's for sure.
It has.
As
obviously with the
knows.
passing of Elmer and everything that's gone on too, it's been an interesting couple of years.
Yes, it has.
Sure.
Yes, it has. But no, all good. It's everything seems to be going along pretty well, and we're making some strides forward on some projects that have kind of been on the docket and trying to move them forward. So everything else in plus the fair.
Plus the fair, just
that's all things
plus the regular fair needs to
plus
be
the
going
regular
on.
fair. So
your actual role then on a regular basis, and throughout the year, and we're going to be talking about one of the events coming up. Where do you largely fit in as far as? I think Todd Hale has been there for many years doing publicity and promotion, correct?
Right.
And your actual title is?
Right, Secretary Manager.
Secretary Manager of the fair.
Right, correct. So I'm on the the Secretary of the Executive Board. Dan Demmel President, Bruce Bushow Vice President. Coming up, Tim Alt will be on the board treasurer that was just approved last week at the meeting, and then I'm the secretary, and then. So it's still a lot of selling, though, Deb.
So the buck stops here. Are you like the head honcho now?
Well, sometimes they tell, but really the board,
that is very true.
And I have 17
it's run by
bosses.
A lot of great, and that's not always easy,
That's
I'm
what I
sure.
tell
But it's a
people.
lot of good input and a lot of good collaboration, as we know, to make the fair that we have. It doesn't just take one or two or three people. It's really been quite an effort over time. So
right,
yeah.
It's a great board.
Good
We have,
for
of
all
course, a
people.
working board, and everybody has their duties and different committees and their areas of expertise. But it's a real great board, and we have a few new folks that were on the board within the last year, and so they're learning and offering their expertise. And so we've got a real good group, and it's a big job.
Yeah, it is. Well, we want to make sure we have time to cover the event that's going on here, and it's Build the Barn. People have probably heard about it because it's been in the works for a little while, and there's some fundraising for it. But just to back up, Building the Barn, why?
Well, in 2010, the winter of 2010, we lost one of our barns collapsed due to snow load. So that's been down for really the last 3 fairs, and so we've been using a big tent to replace, to have the goats and sheep and llamas and whatever in that tent to replace that barn. Well, the board wanted to replace that eventually, so now what we're planning to do is replace 3 barns with 1 large barn.
Okay.
So we'll after the fair, and the schedule is still after this fair, the 2013 fair this fall. We will prepare the site, demolition the 2 barns to the east, on the east end of the fairgrounds. So right off Austin Road, those first 2 barns next to the horse arena and that. So we'll be replacing those 3 barns and the one that went down and the other 2. And we'll start building, getting the site ready and building the barn with one big barn, right?
Okay.
Right.
All right.
So
that's very exciting, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Some of those buildings have been up for a while.
1958, the barns were built in '58, and so they've probably seen their life expectancy. They've got some issues with them, and they're just showing their age. So after we get this one, let's one at a time. But eventually we'll replace the other 2 barns that are next to the Aurora Diner there on the west end of the barn strip, I guess you'd say there. So, but
and fundraising to make it happen.
Right. You know, we've got a finance plan that's been approved by the county. That we've got some money that we'll be able to put down on the barn. We don't have any exact costs yet, but we're thinking in the area of $600,000 to $700,000. So. We've got some money we'll be able to put down, and then we've got a couple of different loans that we're going to be borrowing some money with the county and then paying them back. And we need to raise some money through our fundraisers. So Hy-Vee was gracious enough to start a pork chop dinner a year ago. We had our first one. So we've got our next pork chop dinner coming up this Saturday, Deb, at Hy-Vee.
All right. And how's that going to play out here? It sounds delicious.
Yeah. It's a full meal. It's served from 4 to 8. And I'll just tell you, tickets are available at the door. You can get them at the fair office yet this week, but otherwise tickets available at the door.
Okay.
Tickets for adults age 13 and over are $10, and that includes a full meal, including a delicious smoked pork chop, au gratin potatoes, green bean almondine, roll, butter, dessert, pop, coffee, and tea.
That sounds delicious.
Yeah.
Okay, the little ones under 12 and under.
Yeah, we added a kids menu this year for the kiddos. So kids 12 and under, $4. And the menu is 2 chicken strips, a side dish of their choice, applesauce, and one of those delicious A&W root beer floats.
Very, very nice. And I see that Steele County Free Fair board members will be on hand there too, helping with the root beer floats.
Right. We served a bunch of those last year, and they're just $1. So the board will be serving them up. So come on out and enjoy one of those as well. And yeah, it's all good. We had a pretty good crowd last year, but of course Lucas said he'd really like to increase that this year from Hy-Vee, so we're hoping to get a good turnout.
What a great partnership with Hy-Vee too, and of course their partnership has always been good with the fair as well, just being located right where they are, and they've done quite a number of things, I think, hand in hand, and been
they work with
very
us on
pleasant
some
to work
parking
with.
And this meal, and are a good sponsor, and just really work with us. So.
There's a raffle aspect too. We cannot let that go unsaid.
So we can talk about the raffle then, right?
I think so.
Okay. Ask for forgiveness afterwards or whatever, huh?
As far as I know.
Yeah, we're running our raffle a little different this year. We had it last year. We kicked it off at the Barn Bash in June, and then had the giveaway at the fair. We're kicking the raffle off at the supper here and doing the giveaway on June 29th, the last day of the Barn Bash.
Okay.
So a great raffle, over $6,000 in prizes, including $5,000 in cash.
Wow.
Basically. $2,500 for first place, and then three $500 second, third, and fourth. I want to plug our donations. I got a grill from Cabela's, a snowblower from Harley Mankey down at Mankey's Outdoor Equipment and Appliances.
We need that right now.
That's right. We do need that right now.
Well, we'll need it in the future as well. But.
And then Marnie out at the Holiday Inn. We have a $500 weekend out at the Holiday Inn. And
Very nice.
Some chamber dollars and cash, so 21 chances to win.
Very nice. And the tickets are how much?
$20 raffle ticket.
$20 raffle ticket. Buy as many as you want. And where can you get those?
Correct. You can get them from any fair board member. We'll have them, we're going to have them at InstiPrints and Community Bank Owatonna. From any fair board member, and of course at the fair office as well.
Okay, so all of those things going on. So take a look at that. And again, as I mentioned, a lot of you fair folks will be out there, I know, at the event too. And if you have questions about building the barn and the things that are going on at the fair, you'll be there talking about those things, I'm sure.
Sure, and we're hoping to have some proposed drawings up of some barn ideas. We're hoping to have that up. I think we will, and so people can kind of actually see what we're talking about here. And
well, it is kind of interesting because if you're replacing 3 separate buildings that have been used for 3, I don't know if they've been entirely different uses, but then the question is there, you build the big one, how is that? How's it going to be portioned out and separated and accommodate?
And we're going to run it east and west, Deb, so there'll be a nice lane for people to go down and take their animals into either the show arena, the livestock show arena on the west end, or down to the horse ring on the east end. So we'll be able to hopefully get most of the animals off the streets, and that's been a safety issue for a few years, and so that's one of our main reasons for setting the barn up that way and doing it like that, so we'll be able to have the animals off the street, and they'll just be able to go to either arena. So,
well, as you replace the buildings, like you said, a little more eye toward what has happened over time. In the 1950s, when those buildings were built, maybe those kinds of things weren't as much of an issue, maybe not as much traffic. Those types of things. But as the attendance continues to grow and grow, those are things you need to pay attention to. And if you're building one, why not do it the right way, right? For now and in the future. Well, very much looking forward to that. So let's go over the menu again. We've got that delicious smoked pork chop to headline it off. And what else?
Right, with all the trimmings, $10, and a kid's meal for $4. I should mention also that Steely and Stella will be there for part of the dinner, so the kids enjoy them. So come on out and see the mascots; they'll be there as well, and should be a good time. We invite everybody to come out.
Get your tickets ahead of time, or get them at the door, and we invite people to head on out to Hy-Vee. And again, it's going on this Saturday from 4 o'clock to 8 o'clock. everybody turn out and have a great dinner for yourself, for the family, the kids, and one and all, and it'll be a great fundraiser too. Everybody likes to help and pull together to help our wonderful Steele County Free Fair. So Jim, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, appreciate
nice
coming in.
Nice to see you again.
Good to see you too.
Yep, and we'll be seeing you again, I'm sure, more and more here on the Owatonna Today Show as the fair gets a little bit closer all
Sounds
the time.
Good.
I know once we turn the calendar into a new year, we start talking in earnest about the fair, so
That's
this
right.
is no exception.
Less than 6 months away.
I know,
now, so.
It's amazing how fast it goes. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks,
we'll see
Deb.
you next time. We'll take a break for our supporters and we'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Amy Martinez.
And I'm Adam Martinez, owners of Snap Fitness in Owatonna.
Snap Fitness is a fast, convenient, and affordable fitness center, and we're proud supporters of the Owatonna Today Show.
Everyone deserves opportunities to have a good life, a quality education that leads to a stable job, enough income to support a family through retirement, and good health. But the reality is, many children fall behind, many families are struggling, and many others are in poor health. United Way's goal is to find long-term solutions. Thanks to a grant from the Otto Bremer Foundation, we're hosting community conversations this year to address these issues. If you'd like to join us, please call our office.
Hi, this is Barry Gillespie, president of ERA Gillespie Real Estate, where our pledge is to save you money, save you time, and simplify your life. And we're proud supporters of the Owatonna Today Show.
And it's time to wrap up the program here on this Monday, March 11th, with a reminder that the Owatonna Community Blood Drive will be here this week at St. Joseph's Church on this Wednesday, March 13th. It starts from noon to 6, the 14th as well on Thursday from noon to 6. And then, as usual, they wrap up the blood drive on the Friday, which is this Friday, March 15th, from 8 to 1 o'clock. Walk-ins are welcome. However, I do know that they love to have your appointments so that they can plan accordingly. And you can do that by calling 451-9476. You can actually go online, which I have, and it's super easy to register to go in and make an appointment. And you can clearly see what appointments are available, and you can do it that way as well. But give them a call, or if you find that you're able to and you didn't think you were going to be, and you want to join them to give blood, just show up at St. Joseph's Church on any of those dates and times. Steele County Historical Society is hosting their Veterans Roundtable discussion this Thursday, March 14th at 7. That will be at the History Center at 1700 Austin Road. The roundtable was officially organized as a format for World War II veterans to tell their stories and experiences. That is what will be going on this Thursday. Admission to the lecture is free for Steele County Historical Society members, $2 per person for non-members. If you are interested in attending, do call 451-1420, ask for Laura, and find out more about that. As Jim mentioned earlier, we want to remind you again that smoked pork chop dinner for fundraising to build the barn at the Steele County Free Fair going on this Saturday from 4 to 8. Coming up next week, welding safety and compliance is the next topic that's going to be covered by the Steele County Safety Council. That will be at the Elks Club. Of course, 11:30 to noon is the lunch buffet with noon to 1 presentation. And again, welding safety and compliance. Cody Huber will put a spark in your day. Oh my, somebody got creative with this one. Learn the latest OSHA laws, safety tips, safety equipment, and how welding has changed in the last several years, and that's on the 20th. So we look forward to seeing you again on Wednesday. I'll be here sitting in as a guest host. I was going to say co-hosting, but that's not the right word. Sitting in as a guest host for Shelley on Wednesday, when we will be featuring Owatonna Public Utilities and also Steele County Humane Society. We'll see you on Wednesday. Have a great day.